So Marie is gracious enough to record this class tonight because I am out of space in my computer, and I will share my screen with everyone. And you tell me, Marie, when you're ready.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining me tonight. I know you just had Christmas celebration. For those of you who have had that Christmas time, celebrate with your friends and family. And we wanted to, well, I wanted to share this with you because I have been doing this for the last 2 weeks. Creating space in abundance for 2017. This is kind of like a regular routine for me. And I was doing my declutter, and I noticed that I said, I think some people need this type of information because the clutter in each room means something. And if you just know some information about that, I think it would help you focus on what specific area in your life you need some help with. Okay. So for you, I wanted to open the discussion to everyone here. What's your usual pattern during the end of 2016, or at least every single end of the year? I know it's holiday, Christmas, New Year. So everyone, let's just hear from everyone. What do you normally do? Go ahead. Tira, can you share with us what do you normally do? Do you have a consistent thing you do by the end of each year?
Not really. I mean, I'm pretty disorganized now. So I like never ever set goals. I mean, I have in the past, but you can flip back through my notebooks. I do keep notebooks. You can flip back through my notebooks and I'll say the same thing each year, you know, get more organized around my house, more organized finances, you know, do more fun things.
Okay.
So I had the same objectives in mind, and I gave up writing them down. You know, I don't have a
because you want to. So you want to know a little bit about what's probably holding you back, right?
It'd be great to find out about the rooms. That sounds very interesting to me.
Yes. And everybody get a piece of pen and paper handy so that later on we can actually answer a questionnaire towards the end of the seminar or webinar, because I would like for you to learn more about yourself, because that's the only way, you know, there's no one size fits all. But then once you know your motivation or the reason why you can't, I guess, finish your goal, you can't really do what you wanted to do at the beginning of each year, it would be nice to actually complete those tasks because you feel so much better about yourself. So this is what I've been doing the last 2 weeks, because 2016, if you add that up, 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 6 equals 9. 9 in numerology means completion. It means letting go of the things that no longer serve you. So whatever that is, if you keep on having a dream or a vision and you don't seem to fulfill it, this is the time to give up things that no longer really give you joy. It doesn't really do anything to your life. It's just sitting there because everything is energy, right? So I've been putting things away, throwing things away, and giving things away. And of course, with that comes, you know, planning and organizing so that we have something better for the next year. And I started doing this about 6 years ago, and I noticed the difference in my business. And so I started actually doing it every 6 months, and then eventually I'm doing this now quarterly. So this has been a good habit to have, and then of course I've improved my skills on this. So it's very, very powerful. So who am I?
Vivian?
Yes.
Vivian, is there a way that others can mute or something? There's a lot of rattling.
Oh, okay. Let me mute. Marie, can you please mute everyone for now? There, I unmuted myself. Can you hear me? Okay. All righty. So who am I? I'm an energy decluttering expert, more for business owners, and I've had this also for individual clients in the past. So I went myself, this is the side effect of being more organized and less cluttered, is I went from overwhelmed and disorganized to more profitable, more organized, and I've been a better planner in the last 2 years. How did I do that? By observing and doing what works and what doesn't. And I'm here to share those secrets with you. Okay. So what's possible? When you start decluttering, you'll have more space in your home or in your office. You're going to have a clear mind, or they say headspace. You're going to have more abundance and prosperity. And this is not just like a one-time thing and then it's done. Because you're going to discover tonight what's your psychological obstacles that's stopping you from being truly successful. And I'm going to go over these questions with you. So you need a piece of paper and pen so that you can look a little deeper within you and truly prioritize what's right for you. Okay? And these are the goals for this webinar. Number 1 is to give you what the secret of a simplified room looks like. So as you can see, it looks really good, and it's nice, visually everything is organized, but you gotta know the details, right? How did it become like this? So I'm gonna reveal that tonight. Educate you on why your home is the mirror of your soul and what each room reflects and signifies in your life. I think some people can't get in. Hold on a second. Okay. And towards the end, if you decide to participate in our group decluttering movement, because basically that was my inspiration. I said, why am I doing this alone? Why don't I share the success I have with other people? Because when you actually do it with many people, there is power in the group and you start to get motivated, right? You can actually step back and analyze your current situation and what's important to you. You can strategize and you can create a plan of action for the physical transformation of your place and attack it methodically so that you can see visible, dramatic results as you work. I was actually I read this book 2 years ago, that lady that does Japanese decluttering, and she said that technically if you would like to really devote your time for this, it will give you the most transformation that you can ever have in your life, which I know that when I do energy clearing for people, they somehow become clear and then they figure out their priorities and values. So it's very important that you also transform your space as you do that, because there is a law, that what we call the law of environment. And I'm referring to the law that John C. Maxwell on the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth wrote. So he said here that when you change yourself but not your environment, growth will be slow and difficult. Okay, so many of us are in the personal development space, and we notice we change ourselves a lot, but when we go home, we still see the same home, and our environment is cluttered. So you'll notice that you will grow, but it'll be slow and difficult, because sometimes you don't even want to be at home. Now, you can change your environment, but not yourself. Growth will be slow and less difficult, okay? So when you change your environment, you're still going to grow, but not yourself, but it will be less difficult. But when you change your environment and yourself, growth will be faster and more successful. And that is an environment that you would like to live in, like you would like to have the things that you have, because that's just a reflection of you. Because if you tolerate an environment that doesn't work for you, chances are you're going to tolerate relationships that are also not right for you. So when you transform your whole space, you transform everything in your life. Okay? So there are actual causes of clutter. This occurs on 3 levels. Sometimes it's a technical error. So for us women, we're not so mechanically inclined usually, but some of us are. There are simple mechanical mistakes, right? Tightening a screw, changing a belt, aligning the steering on the car. Like sometimes we just don't know. Like for me, computers. I asked someone for help because that's not my expertise. Now, external reality, some are beyond our control. So if you're in the middle of a divorce, you're in the middle of moving, maybe you've inherited the job of another person, so now you have 2 job descriptions. That's an external reality. It is usually beyond your control because you also inherit their clutter. And what we're going to talk about tonight are psychological obstacles. These are hidden internal forces that make you gravitate toward disorganization, no matter how much you crave control. So, for example, Tira said, I keep on writing down my same goals to be more organized every year for several years, but then she hasn't really made any headway, so she stopped writing it. Because if you keep on getting failures, you're finally going to give up. Okay? And we don't want you to give up because there's more to life than just the clutter you have. So through awareness, you can find a way to work around these issues and achieve organizing success. So now, the secret to simplification is very simple. It's just a clear path. So you don't have to chop down the whole forest, okay? You can try out the principle of minimalism in at least 1 room in your home. So after this webinar, if you just have 1 area that you want to focus on because you would like to see an improvement there, just experiment on that. Either 1 drawer, 1 bag, 1 room, whatever it is, because I want you to feel better right away before the end of this year. So if you are sensitive, you'll see the difference right away. And remember, give things away while you're still alive because somebody else can use it. And keep only the best. So for those of you in personal development, we always hear this word, self-love, unconditional self-love. Well, you can't really find that if you don't have a lot of self-worth and your self-value needs to be reflected. So according to that Japanese declutterer, you only keep what brings you joy. That's it. So for those of you who know how to muscle test, you can do that. Or you could just touch the item, keep it close to you, and use your senses. When you smell it, when you touch it, when you feel the fabric, let's say your clothes, do you still enjoy wearing it? Does it make you feel good? Does it make you feel flattered? Does it make you feel like alluring, right? So if it makes you feel confident and you know you're using that, you're using it more than 20 times because that's your favorite shirt or your favorite pants or dress, keep it. However, if it doesn't do those things to you, let it go. Because if you haven't really worn it more than 6 months and it's not the weather, it's just you don't like it, you don't like how it looks, then get rid of it. And a very decisive factor when it comes to money is a clear floor. Because when you have things lying around on the floor, that is a
Hi, Vivian. We can't hear you. Thank you.
Yeah, just hang on for a while because maybe her phone went out.
Okay, got it.
She'll be back in.
Okay, just wanted to give feedback. How do I mute myself again? Is it #6 or?
Are you on the phone or are
Yes.
you on the computer? I believe on the phone, I think it's *6 on the phone.
*6, okay, thank you.
Ooh, that was quick. I think she's still on the computer. So
maybe she decluttered us.
I wonder if she's trying to come in, because that's the second time somebody was trying to phone in. So let's see. Let me look at the chat room and see. Okay. So she was talking about the floor being clean. That is really,
Yep.
that is really so important. Actually, Vivian, I have been decluttering a while now, and it's not an easy thing to do, as you well know. You need to look at the things, like she was saying. If you like it, if it's not something you haven't been using, you need to either discard it or give it away. Today, I started on my garage, and that's a really huge. Garages are huge because that's the place we like to just throw things at. Is that her? We like to just. It's your storeroom. It's usually the garage is usually the storeroom, and as you will learn, that garage has a special significance in our lives, and so we actually. She'll just talk when she's in. We actually went into the attic. You know how we store stuff on the top of the garage? We had stuff there that we haven't touched in 30 years. We had tents that people don't use anymore. You know, remember the ones with the stakes? We had things that were tore up, so we have a pile outside our house. We started this morning. We ended up when it got dark, so that's probably about 5-6 hours. We've only cleaned up half of the garage. Half. We still have another half to go tomorrow. And so we have things that are going to restore. My husband has a lot of construction projects he never finished. I wonder if your husband has things like that. Tools. He had triplicates of some tools. I had some shoes I haven't worn in 25 years.
Well, you know what? Now I'm glad that you're talking about. I love clothes, and clothes always comes back.
That's true. Well, keep a couple of choice pieces, the ones that you really, really like. Sometimes my mother always tells me, keep something that's classic, because those things, when the style comes back, it's easy to bring them back into style, because they usually have. So if the colors are really, really off, like there was a time purple and orange was the color of the year. I don't know if you remember that. That was the Chanel period. I think it was in the 90s. And so I had jackets that were really bright purple. And the ones with the piping, I let go. And it's a good thing I did, because when purple came back, orange was not the color that it was paired with. It was paired with black. So when it comes to clothes, solid colors are safe, because when it comes back, it's usually paired with another color. Clean lines is good. And the other thing that Vivian and I learned from decluttering is that you don't settle for second best. Sometimes we have something that's really, really special to us, and it's an object that brings us so much joy, and we second guess ourselves. Or there's another object that's more expensive, but it's not as valuable to us, and we take it on. We say, you know what, we'll just put that one aside, give it away, and then I'll keep this one because it's just so expensive. Her whole point is, do not let expense be the whole reason why you're not keeping an object. Let it be because it's valuable to you. Where is Vivian? And I don't have her slides, so if I did, I would just continue it. Oh my gosh. Let me see.
Well, maybe, you know what, maybe if it's okay with others, maybe it's too much trouble for the slides, and just do the audio and attach the slides as yeah.
Later on. Let me see if I can get her on my line.
Probably still talking.
Pardon? Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Marie Kotke. I'm here in California, Long Beach, California. Vivian and I work a lot on a lot of the events that she puts together. I'm the person who's recording the call. So my main role this time was just to record the call, and because she has taken the forefront actually in this particular event. But we have been using the declutter techniques. You know, gosh, I have to look for the book. There's this lady was featured in People magazine, and she is the declutterer, Japanese. You have a text message. Thank you. That's not it. I'm trying to see if that was her texting. I'm pretty sure she's trying to get on. You sent her a text, like, I want to send her another text. I don't know if she knows that she's not on. Okay. It says here her power went down and she was rebooting. So she should be on shortly. This lady, I actually used her technique. There's a special way to fold. So if you have your drawers, oh, you know what? There she is. So I'm on the video again. She has a special way to fold, and I know you can see me now. Sorry, I didn't have my video on. And
Can't see you.
Oh, hi, Vivian. We can't hear you. We still can't hear you. We still can't hear you. Hold on.
Can't see you, though, Marie.
You can't see me?
I can't.
There you go. I'm back.
Okay, you're back on.
I want to see the folding, so I can't see you.
I was teaching them how to fold.
Oh, okay. All right. Can you see my screen now?
Okay, hold on. Say that again.
Can you see my screen now?
No.
Oh.
I can. I can see you both now.
No, my screen.
Yes, I can see both of you.
No, the screen. Can you hit share screen, Vivian?
All right, here we go. There you go. Okay. All right.
There you go. I'll go into the folding later. I'll let Vivian finish because she's
okay.
Go ahead, Vivian.
For being patient. My whole I forgot my heater upstairs. So what happened was it shut down my whole system in this room. So,
uh-oh.
Okay, so all right, everybody's unmuted.
Let me mute everybody.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So we left off with this goal of educating you on why your home is the mirror of your soul and what each room reflects in your life. And towards the end, if you decide to participate in our group decluttering movement, because I don't want to do this alone. I want everyone to have success next year. So I allow yourself to step back and analyze your current situation and what's important to you. Strategize, create a plan with fun and ease and grace, and we're going to attack, okay, the clutter. Sorting and arranging items to reflect the way you think, making sure you see visible, dramatic results as you work. So we got three errors, technical errors, external realities, and psychological obstacles. And for tonight, we're going to do a test that you're going to answer yes or no. That means you're going to have a pen and a paper handy later. And we're going to go over these multiple questions. There are more than 20 to see what are those hidden internal forces that make you gravitate toward disorganization, no matter how you crave control. Okay? So the goal is to have, this is the secret, just to have a clear path. Basically, give things away while you're still alive and keep only the best, like what brings you joy. So the goal here is to have a clear floor, all right? So what is clutter? Clutter is a symptom because the home is the mirror of your soul. So I don't know if you look like this lady here. She's almost scared at what she sees. And so we're going to go over the different rooms. So for those of you that actually have, you can email me, Vivian at feelbetterrehab.com or Vivian at viviandeguzman.com, and I can send you these slides. And Marie's also recording this, so thank you, Marie, for that. So your cellar, if ever you have a cellar in your home, represents your past and unconscious. So this is a sign of outstanding questions you carry around with you. Like, maybe I have these things, they could come in useful one day, which means there's an indication there's something in your mind that you need to deal with. This could be a burden from your ancestor, a dark secret in your family, or bad communication with a sibling or anybody. And this has a direct psychological effect, like depression, listlessness, and melancholy. So the cellar is a good storage place, but only for things that you use at least once a year. So if you have a light, well-ventilated cellar, it will make you more cheerful and confident, and it will help you be in a positive mood. An attic is very good for ideas and future. If you have a crammed storage place, it blocks your personal and professional development. So the attic is usually upstairs, right? Or like mine is, it's kind of like on my ceiling on my second floor. You know, it has a little square door. So it acts like a lid that prevents your tree of life from growing. Because I noticed if we put a box there, we never really check it. So if you get rid of your old souvenirs and keepsakes and your worn out clothes and other things, you'll discover new perspectives that you never dared to even dream of before. And remember, everything is energy. So if you really don't touch the box, even once a year, you only get it when you're about to move, it's probably a good time to get rid of things there. So if you have a good converted attic, it's very good for creative activities like writing or painting. And if you plan to set up an office at home, the attic is the best place for creative thinking. The heads of the companies usually pick the top floor of the highest company building. Now, the next one is storeroom. Personal freedom. So a lot of us want freedom, and with freedom comes responsibility. So all of us have some form of a storage area, right? But if it's quite dead, meaning you never really do anything about that storeroom, you don't really clean it, you don't really revisit that, this impedes your zest for life and creativity. So you have to keep them clean and ventilated. I'm going to ask people here, can you please unmute yourself? So far with cellar, attic, or storeroom, is there one room that you would like to start looking into now? Can somebody share?
Well, this is Shipra. I just moved, so everything's decluttered. And I got rid of a lot of stuff. I mean, if you saw the stuff that I got rid of. So I just like things clean now. Now I just, if I don't want, I just keep everything kind of as tidy as possible.
Awesome. Anybody who wants to share?
I have a basement and I have a storage room in the basement, and both are extremely cluttered.
Okay. Now, is that the first thing you want to address, or you're not quite inspired to address that immediately?
Oh no, my office would be much better place to start.
Okay, awesome.
But you didn't give me that option.
Anybody else? One more share. Cellar, attic, storeroom. Anyone who needs to do anything with their storeroom?
Well, is the garage a storeroom, or is that a different room you're going to?
No, it's a different room. I'll share with you what the garage means. Okay.
And I have like 6 boxes in my attic. I think maybe 5.
Okay. And you look at it or not really?
I just did. I just sorted out. I have a vision of a new home one day, and it's kind of the linen for the new home that I think I want.
Awesome. Perfect. That's good. Okay, so let's meet everyone again and let's continue. Thank you. So hopefully it would look like this later, right? Looks very nice and organized. So hopefully everything would look like this, that it's organized, and I would label it. Okay, next. The entrance area, your relationship with other people, it would be nice if it looks like this, right? The door is like your openness to people. So make sure that all doors, especially the front door, can open wide. Don't hang anything on your doorknob. Repair any broken doorknobs. And never place closets, cupboards, or shelves in such a way that the door to a room can only be partially opened. Okay, so like if this table here is on the right side where the door opens, that won't work. But because it's like by this entrance that it doesn't block the path, it's okay. Most people have doors like this. Do your family shoes, do they kind of stay hanging out by the door? Because if they do, you might want to put like a shoe rack or something there if it's for convenience, but you don't want to block the door, okay? Your living room, the next room, represents your heart. Like it or not, your self-image is influenced by the state of your main living room. When it's very sterile, it's no better than a chaotic or dirty one. Your living space should have a center, perhaps like a coffee table where people like to gather around. Don't allow the TV to become the central point in the room. You can use plants and decorative objects to keep people's attention in the room. So you can see this is nice because it's circular, right? When it's circular, it means there's a lot of potential for change. In the energy world, when it's circular, it's about change. If it's square or rectangular, there's a lot of stability there, and there's a lot of foundation if it's square or rectangular, okay? Just to let you know, that's what it means. Next is your floor. So a lot of people talk about money. Like, I always hear this. People always complain about they don't have money or they have a tight budget. But for those of you that are having this issue, I want you to look at how your floor looks like. People with cluttered floor areas almost always have financial problems. People who no longer have the options of movement within their own four walls are restricting themselves and also reducing materially. Now, even if you have money, you'll notice that things go away quick. Like it could be something breaks down in your house that you have to spend money. Just different things externally that seem to be happening. So take a look at, especially for those of you who have offices, like you have a business inside your home, look at underneath your desks to see if there is clutter underneath. Because your prosperity is evidently dependent on the floor space available to you. And you notice that people that are very wealthy always have this open floor plan. Like when you walk in their door, it's like huge floors, right? Shiny floors. Usually that's always a symbol for wealth. So if your office looks like this, it's hard to walk through that, right? There's not enough space. So like bags, you can probably find a way to hang things or put them in the closet. So you gotta find a path. That's the key here, a clear path. All right. Next one is your bedroom, which represents your intimacy. So traditionally, the bedroom is a place in a house that is taboo for guests. That is why it's frequently misused as a storage room for everything that would be a nuisance anywhere else. You'll notice here, like this particular bedroom, doesn't really have a storage area underneath. But if you see those mattresses that there's space underneath, a lot of us put stuff underneath our bed because nobody sees it. Except sometimes you can't sleep well. So if you decide to remove that, it would most likely give you a more peace of mind. And you can get rid of these classic sources of negative emotion: dirty laundry, boxes with old things, broken objects. Because even in Feng Shui, they get rid of these things. So don't store anything under the bed except perhaps bed linens and blankets. Because a neat bedroom will allow you deeper sleep and often a more intensive love life, which everybody loves to have an intensive love life, right? So get rid of those so there's no source of negative emotion. All right, garage. Somebody was asking about the garage. The garage is about your mobility. So for those of you that like to leave a relationship or like to leave and travel, but then it seems like there's always something that comes up and you can't fulfill that dream because maybe your garage is so full that you have to park your expensive car outside just to keep your skis, your wheelbarrows, surfboards warm and dry. So this should set off an alarm for you that means you're stuck. A basic rule is the easier it is to put your car into the garage, the greater the mobility of your mind and body. So hang as much as possible on the walls. And I remember when my Feng Shui, I have hired so many Feng Shui specialists to do my house, right? And everyone comes from a different school. And there was one lady who said that that side of my garage represented being the wife and how you can move as a wife. And I remember how messy my garage is. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to do something about this. So I had to figure out, you know, where, like, I have to think about, okay, where do I take off my shoes when I come in? Because I don't want the shoes in the house, right? So I have to strategically place those items. And that's for us, the girls, because we are 6 in the family. The boys, they like it. They just scatter it everywhere. So then theirs have to be a shoe rack that is closer to the door, like right at the door. So ours is right at the garage. So theirs is right at the door because that's their habits. So we had to figure out how to deal with that because we're different in our ways of doing things. All right. Portable junk. These are the things in your briefcases, handbags, and pants and pockets. That represents your burden, okay? So the more fully you pack them, the more clearly they symbolize all of the burdens that weigh your life down. So do you notice when you clean up your handbags and your wallet, it feels so good? Because you should be traveling light in your everyday life. So please make sure you clean at least the handbag or your wallet. Get rid of the old receipts. Unless you're going to go to, we have a New Year's party and usually that's one of our games is the oldest receipt. So it kind of tells you who's the pack rat in the family. So if you have a game like that, that's fine. You can keep it. However, you don't have to keep all your receipts. So start thinking about, okay, where am I going to put these receipts? Like for me, it works that I put like an envelope monthly and I just put all the business receipts there. And if they're not business, I throw it away. You know, so that's how I do it. Okay, so you got to empty your purse and see what's in it. Or there's so many purses now that you can buy like little purses inside the little purse. You just have to remember what you put in there, right, to categorize things. Now, we're going to the staircase, your opportunities for growth. For those of you that have stairs in the house, or perhaps you live in an apartment, it's like a multi-story building, you can see little piles of things accumulate on the landings. And sometimes we do this here at home too. You know how you got dirty socks or some kind of a jacket that you have to go upstairs because our washroom, our laundry room is upstairs. So then we put it there on the side, but then our family rule is whoever goes up will put that in the hamper. So the secret message to your inner mind is that the way up is blocked. It's like a cluttered floor. You unconsciously block off new opportunities if you keep on leaving stuff in your staircase. Okay, so if it looks like, if our homes look like this, that would be really nice, right? I tried finding like pictures today that are really attractive to the eyes. And honestly, when it's clean and it's kind of like you're in a hotel, right? It just feels so good. Now I know why I like hotels, because there's no clutter, you know, when you enter and check in. I forgot to put here today, like the kitchen, you know, for those of you that have kitchen, you know, like weight issues, the kitchen is actually your gateway to your weight. Okay, so if you would like some health and wellness, that would be the kitchen. So if you start looking at your pantry, if you say, I'm going to have a New Year's resolution, let's say whatever diet or nutritional things that you would like to partake next year, you look at your pantry, and it contains a lot of things that are against what you say your New Year's resolution is. Clean that up and just either donate it or give it away, right? So if you say you're going to be gluten-free and you have so many cookies in the pantry, then you might have to replace that with something. So, because when you embark on a certain diet or nutritional plan, what would happen is you need to really, you know, be strict with yourself, discipline yourself and say, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. So then you don't buy things that will impede that growth for next year, okay? So that it will really stick. Okay, so what are you missing because of all this clutter? Are you missing phone numbers? Are you missing appointments? Are you missing more money in the bank? Opportunities? Do you have creativity slump? Are you missing fun because you can't go out? Or are you missing closeness with your loved ones? And then I found this little cute thing in the internet. The reason I missed my appointments, you just say, oh, I'm on jury duty. Oh, I was drafted into the Navy. Oh, I had a flat tire. Oh, I was abducted by aliens. I was herding goats in Siberia. The dog ate my calendar. Or I have temporary amnesia. So it was so cute because a lot of people that have excuses normally have clutter in their home. So when you remove all this, right, all the clutter that we were talking about, and of course you have to start one by one. You know, you don't want to overwhelm yourself. And it would be good to do that as a team, you know, as a group. Everybody's doing something, because then, isn't it when you have a coach, you're accountable to whatever everybody else is doing, because you don't want to be last. You always want to be first. You're like, oh, no, I don't want to be last. That would be like, there's a little bit of a guilt or shame, whatever it is that would make you get off your behind and really just do it so that you can change your life. That would be so much better. Okay? All right, so this is what happens when you get rid of these clutter. We had new business coming in after Vivian helped us declutter our office. We did this to a financial, they're a financial office, financial planner. And they literally found things that no longer serve them. So we got rid of those. And we got things that were like from 3-4 years ago. So we got rid of those. And then sometimes you find checks, you know, while cleaning your office, which gives you more money, right? So I wanted to open go ahead and unmute yourself, because I wanted to see what happens. I'm sure some of you and all of you have done some kind of a decluttering. What good things came out of that?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So what do you mean about the doorknobs? Because I hang pretty stuff from my doorknobs. What are you talking about doorknobs? You know, I just have little decorative stuff. Like,
yeah, so that's your openness to other people. So try to get rid of it and see what happens when you actually remove the decoration, because that is your openness to the world. So you might get more clients coming in. Just observe, you know, take it off for 1 to 2 weeks and see what happens.
Hey, close the door.
Interesting.
Yeah, just try.
Okay.
So anybody who has done any kind of decluttering, even in their purse, how does it feel?
Clean.
Okay.
Good.
What did you say the front door was again? What part of the body?
The front door is your openness.
Your openness.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
I remember a long time ago when we did this, I did the garage and I felt lighter.
Okay, good. Anybody else?
Well, I was interested because my notes say that entrance is your relationship with other people. Don't let your door be even partially blocked.
Right.
If I turn my camera around right now, I've got a whole bunch of like cloth grocery bags, you know, that you're supposed to take with you to the store.
Uh-huh.
They're like stuffed up against the wall. And
oh, no.
it's like, yes, I need to make some changes, probably starting with that one first.
Yeah. As soon as we get off the call, that would be good. Awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like a good
Lots
idea.
of ahas there. Thank you.
Plus what you said about the floor. I've never really thought about the floor, and I've got big clutter and do have stuff, you know, stacks on the floor and stuff like that.
Right.
Obviously need to be changed.
Yep. That's for money flow. So that's important. So, you know, it's funny because we go to all these personal development courses and we learn a lot of things, but the basics, these are basics. And because remember, how you do things at home outside of you reflect what happens also inside of you. Like what you tolerate, because you know how there's clutter there on your floor and then it grows. And you notice you just kind of pass by it like months later, right? Years later, and you become numb to that feeling. It's like you tolerate it. So that's why you tolerate certain relationships in your life. Like you're not accountable to how your surroundings feel like and look like. So now you don't really like to go home. Eventually, because some people, because I know people that they check in a hotel, that's how they relax. And this is really one of the key issues is we have so much stuff and they don't really make us better. They probably make us a little worse than anything. So just take a look at what you have, okay? And it doesn't mean that whatever you're doing, not everything is incorrect, okay? So the first thing you want to do is really look at what's working in your life. Like there's something that you're doing that's working. So take a look at that. What's working in your life? All right, so let's answer the following questions. So just yes or no, okay? Let's just unmute everybody here again. Kindly mute everybody, please.
I gotta go.
How do I mute? This will answer if you have a psychological obstacle or not. Does the idea of a spare clutter-free environment make you feel anxious or uncomfortable? So let's say everything is put away and everything is a home. Does that make you feel anxious? Number 2, are you a highly visual person? Meaning you like to see things. Number 3, do you habitually buy things in large quantities? If you go to Costco, Sam's Club, or even large furnitures, right? Like, do you like those big things? And volume? Yes or no? Just yes or no. Number 4, does the prospect of getting rid of anything disturb you? Like, I don't know how many times you pick up something and you have to put it down. Pick up something, put it down. Okay. Number 5, do you love displaying everything you collect so you can look at it? So for those of you that like to collect memorabilia, and I remember I used to collect a lot of keychains, you know, from all the states that I travel. And it's interesting because I don't like displaying them. I just like having them before. So now I look at them like, why did I even buy this? Number 6, are you constantly buying more and more cubbies, containers, and baskets to hold everything? I know my husband does this a lot. We have so much of these cubbies, containers, and baskets. I have many to choose from. Number 7, do you harass yourself all day with the mantra, I've got to get organized. I've got to get organized. Do you say that? Number 8, do you spend more time organizing and reorganizing than working or having fun? Working or having fun. Yeah. Number 9, do you frequently turn down social activities to stay home and get organized? Number 10, are you constantly rearranging your stuff, never satisfied with the system you set up? So, like for me, I stopped buying planners. I realized I buy them, you know, the ones that you write down, 2017 yearly planners, because I like their design. But I noticed my phone, when I write down my appointments on my iPhone, that's more effective for me because I'm always holding this iPhone. And that's where I check my schedule. So I just left it at that now. At least I realized why I was buying those calendars, those, you know, yearly things. I like their style. But I don't write on them that much. Number 11, are you afraid getting organized might squelch your creativity? So some people don't like being contained. Like, no, I can't. I have to be creative. I'm an artist. So you don't have to be rigidly organized. You just have to have some kind of a consistency or a system. Number 12, does the prospect of being truly organized fill you with simultaneous feelings of excitement and an accompanying dread? So it's kind of like a mixed emotion. You have excitement, yet you kind of dread being organized because you don't know what kind of things you're going to do if your time is really freed up. Because then you might actually do something beyond organizing and just surviving. So just check in with your heart there, because there might be something deeper that you're afraid of. That's why you fill your life with things to do. Number 13, do you think disorganization has always been your primary obstacle to reaching your full potential? Number 14, were you more organized at an earlier time in your life? Number 15, does your disorganization keep you from delegating work to others? So this is also a sign of being a bit of a control freak, because you want to do things yourself. Number 16, does the cluttered state of your home or office keep you from letting people visit? Number 17, did you grow up in an extremely chaotic household? Number 18, did you grow up in an extremely orderly household? So the opposite. Now, you know, were your parents extremely orderly? Number 19, did you have a traumatic childhood? Number 20, does your accumulated clutter go back 15 years or more? number 21, are you a high achiever who must do everything perfectly? Okay, please unmute yourself. How many yeses did you get?
This is Schiffer because I got to go in a few minutes. I only have 2 yeses in the answers.
2 yeses, okay.
2.
What does that mean?
Not yet. Sharon, how many? How many yeses?
I had 7.
7, okay.
This is Barb. I had 12.
12, okay.
This is Tira.
Hey, I had 14.
14, okay. Tira, how many?
8.
8, okay.
I have 6.
6.
This
Okay.
is Nikki. Yeah.
How many questions altogether, Vivian?
21.
21.
How many yeses?
I lost track. I'm
You lost
sorry. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the answer. If you answered yes to 3 or more questions, a psychological obstacle is likely working against you.
Is what? Is likely what? Against you?
A psychological obstacle is likely working against you. So there's something deeper than what you see or what you sense that's causing you not to do what you need to do to be.
I have to say this before, because I got to go. I have to be someplace at 7. I've done a lot of work with Vivian. Anybody that's on this call, I highly recommend working with her because I only have 2 and I feel very good about this. But at one time before working with Vivian, I don't think I would have had more than 10 or less than 10.
Thank you.
I really gonna own up to that.
And plus, just move
to,
do the work. Really helps. Yeah, you got to do the work. Okay, so let's do this for everyone. So what are the benefits of decluttering with the group? The reason why I did this is because, like I said, I'm doing it right now. I do it regularly, but I'm doing it again because I closed that office. I sold that, so now I'm just going to be with business owners, usually from all over the world. And I always have this like, but how about the other people? So I wanted to share this with you because when you're with a team, you're more inspired, you're more motivated. There's a positive lift from each other because all of you will bring you to a sense of accomplishment, right? And the goal is to really create lasting habits because we got to change our negative patterns. So then if you're working with a team, it's good to delegate and work with others so you can be overwhelmed to organize. So we're going to do this for a good month. And this is how we go about doing this together. I'm going to send you guys a weekly calendar, which will be emailed to schedule our decluttering. Like for the week, we're basically going to get started and say, okay, this is what we're attacking this week. So everybody will do the same thing. I'm going to do a weekly tech support for you, specifically for you. It's not going to be for the whole group. So that when I meditate, you're going to have your inspired quotes and messages. We're going to do a weekly 30-minute live group energy clearing sessions, and then we're going to do a Q&A. So you have to allot a good hour pretty much for this call to release those psychological obstacles so that you can actually do the work and just do it, right? And then we have our private Facebook accountability group. You can email me so I can guide you what's happening, okay? And the value of that is priceless. And then 2 times a week, I'm going to send you an email to strategize your decluttering. So if we have one topic, so this is like a little picture of that. This is not exactly how we're going to tackle this, but I saw this. It's like, oh, this is so cool. So week 1, we're going to do certain things together, okay? And instead of 20 minutes, even if you just do 30 minutes at a time or an hour, whatever you have, we're going to work on that every single week for a whole month of January, okay? And for the first 10 people, there's a free 30-minute reading during the decluttering movement. So you can really see what's going on in your life that you need to change. This alone, I basically charge people $197 for that. But that's only available for the first 10 people, okay? So you got to be honest with yourself, because all of you want to live in the beach like this and be relaxed, but you can't. There's so many things in your life that's not working right. So when are you going to change your pattern so your house can look like this, right? The total value of all of that is $1,697, but tonight we're doing this whole monthly thing with me for only $597. So if you want to do a 2-payment plan, we can break that down to basically $308. Okay, 2 payments of $308. So this is the link for that. If you have any questions or concerns, you can also email me at vivian@feelbetterrehab.com. So please write it down. The link is bit.ly/2IB. Those are little letters. And then California, like CA, capital. And then C6. They're both small. All right. So because 2016 means 9, means completion, letting go of what no longer serves you. So for those of you that are interested in getting started right away, we'll start booking the discovery session this week, you know, the reading, and or whatever you need to get started, basically. And then we can get started as early as this week, basically. And we're going to go all the way to the end of January. Alrighty? Any questions on that one? Click, click, click. I think everybody's unmuted, so.
I just want to say that I took everything off my doorknobs while we were talking, so we'll see what happens.
Alrighty.
They're on all my doorknobs, and I'll just find a place to hang them. So that's the only thing I have to work on right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Shifra, for participating and for that endorsement. Thanks a lot.
Oh, yeah, well, you know how I feel.
All right. So I wanted to say good night to everyone. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask now. So they have questions on the rooms. What are you going to attack now? You know, what are you going to get started with? Please feel free to ask questions.
Marie? Is Marie there?
I think so.
Yeah.
I would like to see, I can't now because I'm on my way someplace, but I would like to see that folding thing if you don't mind one day.
I think it's online. It's in YouTube. And what was the name of that Japanese lady, Vivian?
Okay, Marie something.
The Con Marie method.
If you could text or email me because I'm in the car driving, that would be fantastic. Do you mind?
Yeah, you just actually you Google her, and then a lot of her YouTube how-tos will appear.
I know, but I'm not writing down her name because I'm driving. Do you mind emailing?
Yeah.
Can you text me your name?
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah.
All righty. Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone. You have any questions, you got my email, you got my phone. And thanks. Have a great evening and have a happy new year.